Everyone, Craig Williams here, back with another video. In this video I'm going to show you 3 really quick tips to help make your production sound a bit better. The first 2 from someone that wrote in, and they were just they seemed like good things to cover, so I'm going to cover them. And the last one is a little tip I picked up from watching other tutorials and stuff like that. So the first one they asked was how to put a sidechain on a reverb without affecting the actual sample. So here I've just got Adele's Rolling in the Deep acapella. There's a fire starting in my heart. So you can hear there it's got like a little bit of reverb on it already, but for the purpose of this I'm going to just crank the reverb so you guys can hear what's going on at home. So excuse me, if you've followed the tutorials, you'll see on an earlier one I've got a template that I have, and this is the template. You can see it's got all the audio channels, and I've already got set up for external synths and Reason and stuff like that. And here I've got my reverb, room reverb. So go over to the sends, and then because I've named them, they already come up here, which is really good. So I've got a room reverb. For the purpose of this, I'm just going to crank the reverb up. This isn't the setting I'd usually have, I'm just doing it so you guys can hear what's going on. And I will set this to full. Oh, there we go. I'll solo just the reverb. And there you go, that's just the reverb single. There's none of the original signal going in. Next up, come up, put a compressor on there, and then I've got a setting that I use as sort of my default sidechain, and then I can just tweak it from there. Sidechain, and then I've got a trigger already set up. So if I go up here, again with my template, I already have it set up, so I've got my trigger kick here, which has got no output, and as you can see up here, I've got some of the MIDI files for groove templates for the MPCs and stuff like that, but that's not in this lesson. So now we've got it set up, just hearing the reverb, which we've soloed just here, and I've got sidechains set up on it, so you can hear it there. So if it's obviously really extreme, but you can hear the effect of it kicking in there. Cool. So that one's pretty simple. Next one he asked was how to do like record stops or tape stops, like you hear in some production these days. So I've just taken another vocal sample from Adele, one that's just a powerful, just one note. Simple way to do this is to bring up your tools just by pushing escape, cruise down to fade tool. As you can see here, as you roll over different sections of the region, you'll get different options. You can just do a fade like that, or you can bring it to the edge and be a bit more precise with your fade. So I'm just going to about that much. I mean, it's obviously a little bit of trial and error, but you'll just find out how much you need to do, and you can always just come and tweak it by just holding down on the line there and just moving the fade. Next up, you want to right click and slow down. And this is just the amount that you want, or the speed that you want the fade to affect that. So you can hear it there. We can make it a little bit faster. You don't want it to come in as fast. You want it to be really long. You want it to be a bit slow when it comes in. There's all different options for that, but there's just like a quick way to do it. And then obviously when you're done, just push escape and then bring back the pointer tool so you're not going to accidentally change the fade once you've got it to how you need it. Cool. Next tip I picked up from watching Mixing Electronic Music by Timothy Allen by Groove 3. If you're starting to get into electronic music, I really suggest that you come and check out some of this guy's tutorials. He's really accomplished. He's done some really good tracks. He's getting good plays out everywhere. He's done some really good stuff, and he explains things really well. So I'll put the link in the description, so then you guys can go and check it out. And for $50, it's pretty good value. So the tip that I picked up is one of how you can get a little bit more headroom, a little bit more headroom out of your individual elements. So here we've got just a percussion bus, and I've just pulled these 3 random loops in. Obviously it's not going to be very musical, but just for the point of the exercise. And I have still got the reverb soloed. Unsolo that. So the tip was for you to be able to see what is sort of going on in the with your elements there. Sometimes you'll have one element that's just pushing the limit a little bit too much, and instead of putting limiters, compressors and all that sort of stuff on there, again, if you've already put them on at an earlier stage, you can just put a bit crusher on there just to clip the level a little bit. Obviously you don't want to truncate it and totally destroy the dynamics, but it just helps tame the sound a little bit more. So this is a free plugin by Smartelectronix, which is really good. And if we play the track again, you can start to see all the elements. You can see these ones are a little bit high, and for you to be able to hear that individual element is a little bit higher than the others might be a little bit hard when you're first starting out. So what you can do is come down, bit crusher, and then I've got it set to 0 drive, full 24-bit resolution, no downsampling, and the clip levels at full. And as I start to pull this down, you'll start to see the levels of these get affected. Obviously you don't want to start to truncate it like that, then it's really audible and you can hear the sound, but slightly just taking off the tops, it's acting sort of like a limiter compressor, but it's just one dial you have to take control of. So if we have a look now, bit crusher off, we're at 0.7, put it on, we're under. So there you go, it's just a little tip, and that can be downloaded from this site here. Like I said, this is just one of the tips that he gives you from his tutorial, and I thought I'd just share it with you guys. But I'll provide the links to both of those so you guys can check them out for yourselves. If you want me to cover anything else, feel free to drop us a line. Until next time, see you later.